Hi everybody, my name is Boss Mode Billy. I like to make gaming content as well as other videos. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you love Roblox as much as I do. I'm going to do more gameplay videos and walk for tutorials in the future, so make sure you ring that bell for notifications. Welcome back to Too Many Weapons. Are you a part of the Boss Mode Nation? Let me know in the comments below if you are Boss Mode. Let's get into it, gamers. The story of Jesus is one that has been passed down for centuries, with millions of people around the world revering him as the Son of God. But have you ever stopped to think about the fact that the historical records of Jesus' life and teachings are not as comprehensive as they seem? I mean, we're talking about a figure who supposedly walked the earth over 2,000 years ago, and yet, the details of his life are still somewhat of a mystery. It's not because there weren't any records kept, but rather because many ancient texts and manuscripts were intentionally hidden or destroyed by religious and political authorities to maintain control over the narrative. It's a pretty shocking truth, and one that has been suppressed for far too long. The fact is, there are many secrets about Jesus that have been kept from us, and it's time to shed some light on them. From the missing years of his life to the true nature of his teachings and the events that led up to his crucifixion, there's a lot that we don't know, and it's time to explore these mysteries and uncover the truth. One of the most significant secrets being kept from the public is the existence of the apocryphal texts, which are essentially ancient manuscripts that provide alternative accounts of Jesus' life and teachings. I'm talking about texts like the Gospel of Thomas and the Gospel of Mary, which offer a completely different perspective on the story of Jesus than what we're told in the traditional biblical narrative. These texts are often referred to as apocryphal because they're not considered part of the official biblical canon, but that doesn't mean they're not important or relevant. In fact, many scholars believe that these texts may actually be more accurate than the traditional accounts, as they were written closer to the time of Jesus' life and may have been less influenced by the political and theological agendas of the time. The Gospel of Thomas, for example, contains sayings and teachings of Jesus that are not found in the traditional Gospels and offers a more mystical and spiritual view of his message. Similarly, the Gospel of Mary provides a unique perspective on the role of women in the early Christian community and challenges the traditional patriarchal narrative of the Bible. By ignoring or suppressing these texts, the traditional Christian narrative has been able to maintain its dominance. But it's time to take a closer look at these alternative accounts and see what they can tell us about the real Jesus. As we delve deeper into the apocryphal texts, we begin to see a more complex and nuanced figure emerge, one that challenges the traditional image of Jesus as a messianic figure who came to save humanity through sacrifice. Instead, these texts reveal Jesus to be a spiritual teacher and philosopher who emphasized the importance of personal gnosis and direct experience of the divine. In the Gospel of Thomas, for example, Jesus is depicted as a wisdom teacher who shares parables and sayings that encourage his followers to look within themselves for the truth, rather than relying on external authority or dogma. He is not portrayed as a savior who's going to rescue humanity from its sins, but rather as a guide who can help people awaken to their own inner wisdom and connection to the divine. This is a much more subtle and sophisticated understanding of Jesus' teachings, one that emphasizes the importance of individual spiritual experience and transformation. It's a message that resonates deeply with people who are seeking a more authentic and meaningful spirituality, one that's not bound by traditional dogma or orthodoxy. By studying these apocryphal texts, we can gain a fresh perspective on Jesus' teachings and message, one that's more in line with the mystical and philosophical traditions of the ancient world. We can see that Jesus was not just a religious figure, but a spiritual teacher who was pointing to a deeper level of reality, one that's accessible to all of us through our own direct experience and inner wisdom. The suppression of these apocryphal texts and the marginalization of alternative perspectives on Jesus' life and teachings has had a profound impact on Western spirituality and culture. By limiting our understanding of Jesus to the traditional biblical narrative, we've been denied access to a more nuanced and complex understanding of his message and teachings. The dominant Christian narrative has been used to justify power imbalances and social hierarchies, with those in power using their interpretation of Jesus' teachings to maintain their control over others. Meanwhile, the true secrets of Jesus' message have been reserved for a select few who have access to the hidden knowledge contained in these apocryphal texts. This has created a kind of spiritual elitism, where those who are in the know have access to a deeper level of understanding and connection to the divine, while the rest of us are left with a watered-down, dogmatic version of Christianity that's more focused on obedience and conformity than on personal spiritual growth and transformation. It's a tragic irony that the message of Jesus, which was meant to be a liberating and empowering force, has been used to oppress and marginalize so many people throughout history. But by uncovering the secrets of Jesus and exploring the alternative perspectives on his life and teachings, we can begin to reclaim the true power and wisdom of his message and use it to create a more just, equitable, and compassionate world. It's time to break free from the limitations of the traditional narrative and tap into the deeper wisdom and knowledge that's been hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to discover it. Thanks for watching! If you want to see more of this content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell. Peace out, gamers!